Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we use a tasting table article to determine the best bourbon for hot chocolate. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swyat, Kathy Cool, and Demetri Kane.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, so yeah, we're going to get to the bottom of this article. We're going to determine which is the best. Again, it's their list, but we're going to tell which is the best out of that list via a bracket challenge. Before we get to that, though, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
So this wasn't one of my original questions I wrote down for the shows tonight, but Demetri mentioned on the last show he had a boxing match in his boxing ring in his garage, and I need to know more about it. But before we get to that, what is the most interesting item you guys have in your garages for no damn reason, or if there's a good story behind them?
Okay. Most interesting thing in your garage. Does anybody have something?
Or basement, attic, wherever you store crap. Whatever.
Okay. Anybody got that? Demetri's got all the good stuff. I mean, he's got
I'm
tombstones.
sure we can walk through and have like a treasure trove of interesting things with good stories.
I'm trying to think if I've got anything that's just weird or interesting. I mean, I have a lot of junk for sure. But I don't think anybody would be like, oh, that's cool. No, nothing.
I got whiskey barrels, used whiskey barrels.
Yeah,
that's unique that I don't think other people keep in there. And then, especially when you're not a distiller. So I've got a couple whiskey barrels, one from Barton Distilling Company, 1792. And then actually Driftless Glen's first bourbon that they filled. They ended up selling me the wrong barrel. They were supposed to sell me the rye. They ended up selling me the bourbon. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, I know where you're selling this. This was our first bourbon that we
oh, really?
And dogs. So I've got that in my garage too as well. So I'd say if you want to call it weird, that'd be weird for somebody who's not a distiller and has that stuff laying around.
I've got maybe the coolest or weirdest thing I've got in my garage. I have a guy who was a scrapper, the person you call when you're tearing something down. He had a Starbucks sign off of their outdoor sign, and it's probably 6 feet across or something like that. It's on the back of my garage. It's cool. It's cool. A cool circle piece, and I had the nerve. He was asking $50 for it on Craigslist, and I said, "Will you take 40?" I knew it was a good deal, but I just couldn't help myself, and he took 40. So yeah, that was nice. I couldn't help myself, so I got that thing for $40. It's just sweet. Yeah.
Always negotiate.
Yeah,
I don't care how good a deal it is.
It's metal. It's cool. It's a cool sign for sure.
If they don't laugh at your offer, you didn't go low enough. That's for darn sure.
Yeah. Anybody else got something interesting, Kathy?
I just have junk.
What's in your garage? Let's go.
I have a carport, so there's nothing out there.
Nothing in it. What's on the car? There's got to be something. I bet you got some shit. My mom's got shit on her carport. She's got a butcher block that has miscellaneous shit on it. It's like, Mom, what is this stuff here? And it's been there forever. There's like this old craggly bulldog statue. We never had a bulldog or anything. Why the hell do we have a bulldog statue? Throw that.
I want that bulldog statue to put in my carport. You get that bulldog statue.
That goes to Kathy. Kathy gets the bulldog statue. So, yes.
Well, I don't have something in my carport.
Yeah, we'll get that for Kathy, the bulldog statue. Okay, when she needs that. I don't know. Demetri, you surprised us with the boxing ring thing. Anything else that we need to know? We know you got the tombstone, so that can't count. Anything else weird?
I have a lot of weird stuff.
Uh-huh.
Pick
Like-
one.
So to normal people, I think it would be, to me, it's just normal stuff that normal people would have until I bring it up and then nobody else has it.
Yeah.
Because, I've got like everything from like antique sawmills that I'm rebuilding to, old wood-hulled boats that I have in a shop that I'm
Wow,
rebuilding.
that's cool. Yeah.
Not like big ones. They're like, little.
But people love those old wood boats now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a thing. That's yeah.
I've got a collection of scythes. So like for harvesting, and I still use all of them.
Sure. Yeah, your harvesting sites. Yeah, you gotta have
That's
those.
Well, no, I cut grass. I cut like grass with them and wheat.
Sure.
Just
Gotta have
because.
that.
Because people do that by hand.
Yeah,
Really?
you don't.
Really?
God forbid you use all the machinery you have. You get out there with the scythe and correct.
You know the price of diesel and gasoline out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you
That's
ever
not
put
why I
them on to
use it.
kids, get them out there and teach them how to do it the right way.
Oh, I've got a mess of kids.
Most people
Let's
call
see.
it a Kaiser blade. I call it a sling blade. Mhm. That's what the tour's like with Demetri, is showing you around. Yeah, that's one of his lines. So yeah.
No.
Oh, all right, McNew, you asked the question. What do you got?
Besides patio furniture.
Well,
the
yeah,
patio
assembled.
furniture
She gets
on the
mad.
patio.
She gets
No.
mad at that. God forbid her husband helps her out, puts together the patio furniture.
It was raining. I don't want new things in the. Anyways,
It's patio furniture. It's supposed to be
Patio
outside.
furniture, it's
No,
all
I just
weather.
want it wet before I use it. Anyways, it's out there now, and the dog ate half of it, so it doesn't even. But I don't really have anything interesting. I wanted to know about Demetri's garage, but I do have a traffic cone because, of course, I do. But I painted it black because I was going to try to use it like as a witch hat for a Halloween decoration, and it didn't work out. So we just have this black cone that's in the way now. That's all.
McNew, I do have a stop sign in my garage waiting for you, believe it or not. So
Oh,
it kind of goes with the whole,
traffic cone.
traffic cone thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did have like these big wingback chairs in our front room, and we called them the thrones just because they were big and obnoxious. But we moved stuff around, and now they're in the garage, and I like to sit in them when we have the fire pit on the patio, which it's obnoxious for the neighbors to see when I think it's funny. But sitting in my throne at my fire pit.
I have
McNew,
expected you said the
remember-
dogs ate the thrones too.
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, Sosa actually did eat the arm on one of them, which
Well,
is
of
why we moved
course.
stuff around. So.
You can't have anything nice. You can't have a
We
nice
have
throne.
nothing nice. I tell him every day he's the reason.
Yeah. The dog eats the throne. So, well, there you go. Yeah. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew this time. McNew, what do you got?
I have an old Ezra 7 rye.
Okay. Pretty bad, but this is a bad cork pop crew, so you never know. Could be enough. I've got
Very disappointing.
Garrison Cowboy. How about that?
Ooh, very nice. What's the
This
proof on
comes
that
in
one,
at
Steve?
comes in at 115 proof. No, this is not Cowboy. Where the hell's my Cowboy go?
Where's the cowboy? Wasn't there a song in the
This
90s?
is-
Where did all the cowboys go?
Balmaraha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I grabbed the wrong one. All right, damn it. Here we go. Nice and bassy. That's the lead. That was bassy. All
Now,
right.
where's your cheating comment on that one, Tim? That was like really nice and bassy.
Yeah, it was.
It was. It
Yeah.
could be enough. All right, Tim. What do you got, man?
I've got myself a fresh cork pop of old Pop Casey's 9-grain moonshine from our friend over there, Pappy G,
Pappy G.
which I bought at the ABV Barrel Shop, by the way.
Yep. Or Papa G, as Jim says.
That's right. There was a freaking cannon over here, folks.
No, it wasn't.
My cat just ran out of the room.
Can't ran out of the room. Okay, fair enough.
I love it.
And Kathy, what do you got?
I wish the audience could see the videos because every time this happens, Tim's face looks like a little kid that just lost their balloon. It's like instant
Right.
disappointment.
He's so angry at everyone
Why
but
don't we just do
himself.
screw tops?
All right.
I'm going to open up some Wilderness Trail bourbon.
Okay. Oh!
Kathy.
Oh!
Wow.
Too bad your sound cut out. We didn't hear anything. Kathy's got the lead. All right, Demetri, what do you got, man? Kathy's got the lead.
So I've got some barrel strength planters, Ozark whiskey.
Okay.
All righty. Ready?
Yeah.
Tim, you watching?
I'm watching now.
Okay.
No.
Ah, damn, the computer didn't go fast enough.
Exactly. Yeah, nothing there at all. Nothing.
Jeez. You know, I couldn't.
Lenny would call that poor performance or Mike
Yeah.
Muffle.
Mike Muffle.
Well, at least I think it was louder than yours, though.
It very much was, yes.
True.
Yeah.
And I found my cowboy bourbon, so that'll be on an upcoming show. Look, there's cowboy there.
There we go. I see it now.
Thank God
Right
you
color
found
now.
the cowboy bourbon.
134.8. 134.8. But I'm not drinking that now. So cheers, gang.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be having this hot chocolate challenge. What is the best bourbon to go with that? We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. Well, go ahead, Danny. Is there something you need to say?
Just sitting there saying that plain and simple, if you're sending me to a text, you need to tell me you need to send it to me in a text. So
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we have a bracket challenge to determine the best bourbon for hot chocolate.
Yes, we do. So the challengers are as follows. Old Forester 1910. That is the double oaked one. Then you've got Elijah Craig Small Batch, Buffalo Trace, Weller Antique, Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. They were big into the Elijah Craig. Johnny Drum. First time Johnny Drum's been in the mix on anything on the show. Wilderness Trail Rye. Kathy, we just want a cork pop with that. And then Michter's American Whiskey. Those are the challengers. Here's how it's going to break down. Old Forester 1910 will be taking on Buffalo Trace. Then you've got Weller Antique taking on Wilderness Trail Rye. Then you've got Elijah Craig Toasted taking on Johnny Drum. Then you got Michter's taking on Elijah Craig Small Batch. Round number one, Kathy, you are first. Old Forester 1910 or Buffalo Trace? What do you think is a better bourbon to go with hot chocolate specifically? Hot chocolate.
Can I ask a clarifying question first?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And
What's your question?
do you guys do
What
your
brand of hot chocolate?
with milk or water?
Not hot chocolate if it has water in it.
Wow.
I know people that make their hot chocolate with water. We always made it with milk.
No, that's just called cocoa powder and water. And
It's
it's-
kind of like people who put ketchup on hot dogs. I would consider
Or
them mental
steak.
patients.
Okay.
Yeah, if you put
Okay.
ketchup on steak,
No.
same category.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
embarrassed.
You'd have to go with milk, Kathy. I think that'd be the safe answer on this one for consistency purposes.
Yeah, you don't want to get in a fight with Demetri, so with milk, it's definitely milk.
Let's see where the
Okay.
scythes start coming out.
Yeah. Okay,
And-
so it's milk.
Okay, can you remind me my choices first?
Or isn't they say in St. Louis milk?
Milk.
No.
Milk.
Yeah, just like
All
the
right.
Warsh.
Yes. Old Forester. Yeah. Don't forget to wash that glass. You
Wash.
had milk in there. Yeah.
Go,
All right.
Warsh it down by the creek.
All right. Old Forester 1910 versus Buffalo Trace.
I like Old Forester 1910. I'm picking it.
Okay. We're round number one. Kathy's first. Next up is Tim.
Yeah, I'm with you on Old Forester.
Old Forester 1910 goes up 2-zip. Demetri, Old Forester 1910 or Buffalo Trace?
I was trying to look up what is the price point on 1910.
All of those are in the $56, $60 range, right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think based upon price point, I like 1910. I think it's a fantastic whiskey. But because it's getting poured and diluted into a hot chocolate, I think I would go with Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace. Okay. McNew, how about you? Old Forester 1910, which has a 2-1 lead over Buffalo Trace. What do you think?
Yes, I'm following Demetri's train of thought here. I like 1910 and I like it in a really nice cocktail, but for $30, I'm going to go with Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace. All right. This was an amazing twist of events. Old Forester 1910 ran out to a quick 2-0 lead, but does not move on because I'm going Buffalo Trace. I think Buffalo Trace is the better choice. So Buffalo Trace moves on. Next up is Weller Antique versus Wilderness Trail Rye. Round number 2. Tim, you're first.
I have a hard time pouring Weller into anything on that. I would have to go with Wilderness Trail Rye.
Yes. Yeah. Solid thinking there. Demetri, how about you? Wilderness Trail Rye or Weller Antique?
Since I'm drinking hot chocolate, it's usually winter time. I would go with the rye.
Rye goes up 2-0. McNew, what do you think? Weller Antique or Wilderness Trail Rye?
Yeah, I'm going to close this one out with the Wilderness Trail.
Wilderness Trail Rye. All right. Next up is Elijah Craig Toasted or Johnny Drum. Round number 3. Demetri, you're first. Elijah Craig Toasted or Johnny Drum?
So let me ask a question on this. Does
Sure.
anybody know the approximate price point on these? Because I've never had Johnny Drum.
So Johnny Drum is $28, $30.
Yeah, 30
somewhere in
bucks,
there.
something like that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then the Toasted, probably double that.
Yeah,
So
60 or so.
Yeah.
I would go with Johnny Drum. I've had Elijah Craig. I think it's fantastic. I like the toasted a lot, but I'm putting it in hot chocolate. So
Johnny Drum.
Johnny Drum.
Johnny Drum. All right, McNew, what do you think? Elijah Craig Toasted or Johnny Drum?
So remember like a couple of years ago when Toasted was like having a heyday and everybody came out with like a toasted bourbon?
Yeah.
Elijah Craig was my least favorite one. I also don't like hot chocolate, so maybe two things I don't like can make something good. So I'm going to go with Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig has tied it up. I'm going to go Johnny Drum. I'm going to say Johnny Drum. Kind of just following Demetri here. I think if I had the two, I would be like, I'll save my toasted for later when I'm warmed up and I'll have a neat drink. So, yeah. So that's what I'll say. Kathy, here's where we're at. Johnny Drum is up 2-1 over Elijah Craig Toasted. What do you think?
I don't know. Johnny Drum is only 86 proof. So I'm going to give a vote to the Toasted.
Toasted. That means Toasted has tied it up. So here's where we're at, Tim. It all comes down to you. Elijah Craig Toasted or Johnny Drum?
You are a Johnny Drum cult fan following out there. I'm choosing Johnny Drum on this one.
All right. Johnny Drum makes its first Bourbon Daily appearance and moves on to at least the second round. I think there can be something said for that. Huh? So, yeah. All right. Michter's American Whiskey taking on Elijah Craig Small Batch. Round number 4. Up first is McNew. Michter's American Whiskey or Elijah Craig Small Batch?
I really think either of these would be fine, but price point wise, Michter's is a little bit more here. I'm going to go Elijah Craig Small Batch.
Elijah Craig Small Batch. I'm going to say the margin of difference is negligible. It's pretty close. So I'm going to say Michter's American Whiskey. I'm going to go the opposite of McNew, and I'm going to tie things up. Kathy, you're next.
I'm going to flip a coin on this one and go with.
There's no coin.
I know. It's in my head.
Oh, okay.
Thought you're using the ABV Crew Club Challenge coin,
You would think.
the copper
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
you have out there.
Yeah. I'm going to pick the Michter's.
Michter's. That means Michter's goes up 2-1 over Elijah Craig Small Batch. Tim, you're next.
I love my Michters. So this is not the bourbon. This is the American whiskey.
It's the American whiskey. That's their flagship, really. If you ask them what their flagship is, they'll say it's their American whiskey.
I would agree with that. I'm going with that American whiskey. I'm going with the
Michter's moves on. Michter's
moves on.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. It's going to be Buffalo Trace versus Wilderness Trail Rye. Then Johnny Drum will take on Michter's American Whiskey. Round number 5. I am first. Buffalo Trace or Wilderness Trail Rye. I think this is an easy one. One of my favorite flagship whiskeys is Buffalo Trace, and I'm going to say Buffalo Trace, and so I'm going to give them some love right there. So Buffalo Trace goes up 1-0. Kathy, what do you think? Buffalo
I just
Trace?
like to give more people more options to vote in this, so I'm going to vote against Steve.
That's terrible reasoning. It's hurtful, is what it is too. It's hurtful. I'm just going to do the opposite of what
I would say.
Scandalous. Yeah, you rocked the.
I'm going to go with Wilderness Trail.
Ridiculous. All right. Well, the legend won't get cards and letters. They'll all be sent in at Kathy, angered about her. Remember the old days? That's why you would have to complain about things. In the 70s, just write a letter. You're so pissed off, you write a letter. All right. Round number 5. We're tied up here thanks to Kathy's wish-washy approach. Tim, you're next.
So this is supposed to be the top bourbon in hot chocolate.
I love how they do these
rye.
lists. Yeah.
Yes, I have a hard time going with the rye. Good, but I just also don't know if it would sit well with hot chocolate. I think the Buffalo Trace product itself and flagship would go well with the hot chocolate. Now I'm starting to get serious and think about recipes here, and I think Buffalo Trace would be it, Steve.
He's on my side here. Demetri, what do you think? Buffalo Trace or Wilderness Trail Rye?
Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace moves on. We'll be in our finale, by the way. All right, then Johnny Drum versus Michener's American Whiskey. Round number 6. Up first is Kathy.
Oh, first. I'm going to stick with Michter's.
All right.
Did you say Michter's?
I'm sorry, Michter's. Michter's.
She meant Michter's.
My vote is for Michter's.
We're getting
Michter's.
shirts. We're going to get shirts.
Let's not embarrass ourselves by saying it wrong, Kathy. Thank you. All right, Tim, you're next. Johnny Drum or Michter's?
I'm a Johnny Drum all day long with this one.
All right, Johnny Drum has tied it up. Demetri, you're next. Johnny Drum or Michter's?
A little bit of JD, Johnny Drum.
Johnny Drum is up 2-1 on the verge of eliminating Michener's. What do you think, McNew?
Yeah, I think this is for Johnny Drum.
Johnny Drum moves on. All right, here's where we're at. Buffalo Trace will take on Johnny Drum in the finale, round number 7. This is it. Tim, you're going to start this thing off. What do you think, Buffalo Trace or Johnny Drum?
Johnny Drum, hands down.
Johnny Drum goes up 1-0. Demetri, what do you think, Buffalo Trace or Johnny Drum?
Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace has tied it up. McNew, what do you think, Buffalo Trace or Johnny Drum?
It's definitely Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace goes up 2-1. 2-1. I can end this right now. Johnny Drum's first appearance on here. I can end this thing, but I'm not going to do that to Johnny Drum. I'm going to let Johnny Drum have some life in this game. And if nothing else, the good folks at the Johnny Drum Distillery, located in the back of Mitch, I don't even know why I ruined my own joke there. So yes. What's the name of that? I can't think of it. The little guys. Willett, yes. The cult. The cult of Willett, yes. So they got a little closet in the back there. It's like, this is the Johnny Drum Distillery part of it. So I'm going to give Johnny Drum some love. Means they've tied it up. And so here's where we're at, Kathy. Buffalo Trace versus Johnny Drum. You are going to declare our winner with your vote. What do you think?
I love that it comes down to me.
Okay. It's always about you.
I know. And it made you so mad that I voted against you.
Yes.
So I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to take Buffalo Trace to the end.
Buffalo Trace is our winner. Congratulations to the Buffalo Trace team.
Well done, BT.
You beat Johnny Drum. You beat Johnny Drum. So there you go. All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap this thing up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. And Kathy, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at KKCaskStrength.
Tim.
You can find me waiting for all you Johnny Drum fans to endorse me and follow me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right, Demetri.
All you Mitchters fans out there can find me at Demetri_Kane on Instagram and Facebook, or at Nobleton's, where we love Mitchters.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. The important website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. We got our shop out there, so much more, abvnetwork.com. And come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop, where we have a lot of barrel picks. Check us out, abvbarrelshop.com. Come by and see us, Arnold, Missouri, St. Louis suburb. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, But if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.